Greetings, everyone. This is Dean Steve coming from the Deanery here in Seattle as we're all living in these extraordinary times and finding our way. And even as we do that, we're also making plans to live Holy Week together, beginning with Palm Sunday on April 5th and continuing on through Easter Day, April 12th, and offerings every day. And we'll be sharing some of those resources in the coming days. But today I want to talk about just the rhythms of Holy Week. And this year, especially this year, when we have these unusual circumstances, there are opportunities for us to do things in our homes with remarkable intention that will bring out deep meaning for us. One of those things is to create a sacred space in your home, using a table or a nook or a cranny and bringing some of those spiritual items in your home that mean things deeply for you. Bringing those together and setting them on that table or in that nook or cranny, and know that that's a space that you can set aside this time for worship and prayer and contemplation, and you decide what goes on your table. And this is something that every family can do, whether you're a single person living alone or a family with young children. Everyone can do it. Kathy and I have been working on our altar table in our home here at the Deanery, and I want to show you some about what that looks like for us. We're just using our coffee table from our living room because, well, we're not hosting anyone in our home right now, of course. So come take a look at what we've got on our table. We've got several things that mean a lot to us. First, this cross was given to Kathy as a gift from a church where she worked while I was in seminary. And we remember those people that were so dear to her at that time. And then this candle and the stand and the rosary beads and this fair linen were given to me when I arrived here at St. Mark's by the call committee, who lighted this candle every time they met for a year as they worked through that call process. And then they offered it to me as a way of feeling connected. And I do feel connected every time I light that candle with everyone in the community of St. Mark's. We have a bowl and some water here. Water being that great symbol of baptism. And this shell that we picked up from one of the seashores. Shell is an ancient symbol of baptism as well. In fact, some churches even use it to baptize still. You might even in your own home, if you use water, consider how you might touch yourself and make the sign of the cross as a way to just remember that this is marking time and space in a particular and special way. We have rocks here, stones that come from Pacific Northwest beaches, places that are deeply spiritual to Kathy and me. And then, of course, flowers. These are cut from the Deanery gardens here that we so enjoy caretaking. And then we have a combination Bible and prayer book which we use. It was also given as a gift. And lastly, there's this red runner, red being the color of Holy Week from Palm Sunday to Maundy Thursday. And so if you've got a red piece of cloth in some way, think about how you incorporate that in there as well. The opportunity in all of this is for you to make that space your own, that table your own, and make it in a way that you are able to worship in your home, even as we're going to be connecting by live stream for parts of the week. There are opportunities, and we'll share those resources with you. But make it your own. If you have children in your home, invite them to make these parts and take responsibility for them, for those as well. Maybe some art that they do, or helping or be responsible for replenishing the water in the bowl, or helping cut the flowers, or even with your supervision, lighting and extinguishing the candle. You can do this if you are a single person living at home as well. The point is, all of us can do it. And when we do, we'll feel connected. I think there's some other people that are working on their altar tables in their homes as well. Miss Gilmore, what's going on in your place?
Thanks, Steve.
Welcome to our home in Briar.
Yeah, and we're happy to show you what we've decided to do for our altar in our house. So Steve and Kathy used their coffee table, but we decided since we have little people and dogs with big tails, that wasn't a good idea. So instead, we have moved over to this cabinet that's by our window, And so we thought we'd show you some of the special things that we've put onto this altar. First of all, you can see the cross that we've hung. This cross is made out of stained glass, and it was made for me by my church in Wenatchee, my first job as a church musician. And then I have a candle. It's a candle I use for a lot of my prayer time over the years. And that's sitting on top of a piece of Hardanger lace that was made for our wedding. And then over here we've got flowers, and these are just bok choy and kale flowers because they've gone to seed in our backyard, but that's fine, it's still beautiful. And here I have 2 Bibles, one from my mom's side of the family from 1880, and this Bible is from my dad's side of the family from the early 1900s. And on top of it is this cross, and this cross was used at my parents' wedding in their wedding cake, and we used it in our wedding cake at our wedding. And you see the 2 interlocking rings on it. And then over here we have the 2 candles that Tyler and Esther received when they were baptized last Pentecost. And this little guy is my little baptismal candle way back from when I was born in 1979. So it's had a lot of use. And then here is a tile from when Tyler took a visit to the Holy Land, his Holy Land pilgrimage in 2016. And last but not least, you probably know that my mom lives with us also. And so this is her contribution in particular. This wall hanging says, "Lord, help us find our way through the changes in our lives." And we've had a lot of changes in our household, and moving here has been a big change for Mom. And I think we are all going through big changes in our lives right now. So this is our home altar, and hopefully it gives you some ideas of what can be done, and just taking those things that are special to you in your house and in your family as reminders of what connect you to God. So next up, I think Kelly Moody and her family are going to show what they're doing at their house.
Hey St. Mark's, welcome to our living room. We wanted to show you yet a third way to create an altar at home. So behind me, you'll see the Moody family altar. I asked everybody in our family to bring something down to the table that reminded them that God loved them or that God was present here at our house. And that is what you see. There's a variety of objects. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, so I can't tell you about each of them. But if you're interested in finding out more about why we picked what we did, tune in to our Children and Families newsletter on Wednesday. We can't wait to see what you pick to put on your home altar. So take a picture, send it to us by text or email, or put it on Facebook, and we will look forward to seeing them. Thanks.